Have you ever wondered which iPhone brought the most innovation in the history of Apple Incorporated? Today we'll be ranking every single iPhone by how revolutionary they were and why. iPhone Original. The original iPhone, launched in 2007, is considered one of the most breakthrough devices ever created, mainly because it got rid of the chunky physical keyboard that every smartphone of the time had and replaced it with an all-new home button and a larger multi-touch display. The combination of an iPod, an internet communicator and a phone in a single sleek device set the foundation of the modern smartphone. The first iPhone also laid the foundations for the App Store that was later introduced in 2008. So I will put this in S tier. iPhone 3G. Moving to the iPhone 3G, released in 2008, it wasn't so externally different from the original, but it brought two important features. The first one was 3G connectivity, that gave the name to the product. It allowed for faster internet browsing and better call quality. The second one was the App Store, which is widely considered to have revolutionized the global app distribution landscape, unlocking an entire economy of mobile applications. GPS functionality was also added, enabling location-based apps and services. While the hardware wasn't radically new, software and connectivity upgrades made the iPhone 3G a significant progress in terms of mobile capability and everyday utility. So this is going in B tier. iPhone 3GS. The iPhone 3GS was more of a refinement than a completely new product. This model was more focused on performance. The S stood in fact for speed, making it much faster compared to its predecessor. It felt more fluid and responsive. It also introduced video recording for the first time, along with a voice control and a better 3-megapixel camera instead of 2. While not so revolutionary in design, these features made the iPhone more powerful as a media and productivity device. The 3GS also made possible future software updates that requested higher capabilities and relied on faster hardware. It was an important step in evolution, but it didn't introduce anything that drastically changed the way phones were used. So this is gonna go in the C tier. iPhone 4. The iPhone 4 provided a big redesign and technological improvement. It replaced the old plastic shell with a new glass and stainless steel body, introduced the Retina display that offered an unparalleled pixel density, making text and images look incredibly sharp, and a new front-facing camera debuted, enabling FaceTime video calls, a completely new form of mobile communication at the time. It also included a significantly better rear camera with 5 megapixels and the Apple A4 chip, improving performance. Despite some antenna issues, AntennaGate, the iPhone 4 set a new standard for smartphone design and display technology, and was considered the most beautiful and advanced phone of its time. So it's going to A tier. iPhone 4S. The iPhone 4S looked identical to the iPhone 4, but introduced significant internal upgrades. In particular, it introduced Siri, Apple's voice assistant, for the first time, which brought a new level of AI-driven interaction to smartphones. The camera was upgraded from 5 to 8 megapixels with 1080p video recording, a big boost in terms of media quality. It also introduced the dual-core A5 chip, widely improving speed and enabling more complex and power-demanding apps to run on iPhone. While not visually revolutionary, the software and internal improvements made the 4S a major refinement. Siri, in particular, was a preview of Apple's growing push into intelligent, voice-driven features. All in all, it's going to be in D tier. iPhone 5. The iPhone 5's lineup saw a slight redesign from the iPhone 4, featuring a taller 4-inch display instead of 3.5, making it better suited for video and web content. It also introduced the Lightning connector, replacing the large and ugly 30-pin dock connector, which detonated a long-term change for Apple accessories. Lightning was in fact replaced 11 years later with the iPhone 15. The phone was slimmer, lighter and more powerful with the A6 chip, but most importantly, it added 4G LTE, which drastically improved mobile internet speeds. The iPhone 5 represented a big leap in industrial design and connectivity. iPhone 5S. The iPhone 5S may look the same of its predecessor, but it was internally improved. Introduced Touch ID, a new fingerprint recognition system allowing for faster unlocking and payments, setting a new standard for mobile security. Even more revolutionary was the A7 chip. It was the first processor to run on 64-bit, a move so ahead of its time that competitors took years to catch up. This gave the iPhone long-term performance gains and laid the foundation for future computational tasks like machine learning. Its innovation made it one of the most influential iPhones ever, so it's going in B tier. year, iPhone 6 and 6 Plus. The iPhone 6 and iPhone 6 Plus marked Apple's biggest shift in form factor. For the first time, iPhones came in larger screen sizes, 4.7 inches for the base model and 5.5 for the Plus. This was Apple's response to consumer demand and market pressure from large-screen Android phones. The design was also completely changed with rounded edges and a thinner profile. These models introduced Apple Pay, bringing contactless payments to the mainstream, and featured better cameras and performance, with record-breaking sales. The iPhone 6 lineup proved Apple could lead in both design and hardware. It wasn't the most radical tech improvement, but it reshaped Apple's entire product direction. So it's going on A tier, iPhone 6s. The iPhone 6s refined the popular iPhone 6 design, while introducing a new technology called 3D Touch, that allowed the screen to sense pressure for new types of gestures. This feature was later removed with the 11th lineup, for economic and space reasons. The iPhone 6s also brought a 12MP camera, live photos and 4K video recording, significantly boosting photography. Internally, it featured a faster A9 chip and a more durable aluminum body to face the bending problem that the previous generation had. While 3D Touch didn't become a lasting feature, the 6s was a strong technical evolution with notable firsts in media, performance and interaction, though not as revolutionary in overall impact as previous models, so it's going in C tier. iPhone 7 and 7 Plus. The iPhone 7 series introduced some bold changes that caused controversy and innovation. In particular, Apple removed the headphone jack, pushing customers to buy their new wireless AirPods released the same year. It was also the first water-resistant iPhone, and introduced a new capacitive home button, replacing physical clicks with the haptic feedback. The 7 Plus was the first iPhone with the dual lens camera with portrait mode, bringing advanced mobile photography to a wider audience. While the design remained similar to the 6 series, the iPhone 7 redefined hardware expectations thanks to the A10 Fusion chip that made it one of the fastest smartphones of its time. So this one will go in the C tier. iPhone 8. The iPhone 8 was a transitional product, overshadowed by the iPhone X, released that same year. It added a glass back for wireless charging, a key modern feature finally introduced by Apple. The A11 Bionic chip brought greater performance. The camera received improvements, but the design remained similar to 2014's iPhone 6. While it marked the end of the home button era for flagship models, the iPhone 8 didn't revolutionize much on its own. It was more of a final refinement product to signify the end of the classic iPhone design than a big step forward, making it less innovative. So the iPhone 8 will go in the F tier. iPhone X. The iPhone X was Apple's most revolutionary phone since the original. It finally eliminated the home button, introducing a new edge-to-edge OLED display, and brought Face ID with the new True Depth camera system. This redesign was able to reshape the way users interact with iPhones, replacing buttons with gestures. Face ID proved to be faster and more secure than Touch ID, while the A11 Bionic chip, the same one as the iPhone 8, slightly improved the performance. The iPhone X wasn't just a phone with a new design, it was a completely new direction for Apple, laying the foundation for every iPhone design that followed. So the iPhone X is going in the S tier. iPhone XR and iPhone XS. In 2018, Apple expanded its full-screen design language across the lineup. The iPhone XS refined the iPhone X with a faster performance, dual SIM capability and better water resistance. Meanwhile, the iPhone XR was launched, making the Face ID experience more accessible by using a cheaper LCD display and a single rear camera. Yet it still offered premium speed and features, so they are going in the D tier. iPhone 11. The iPhone 11 replaced the XR, adding some important features. It introduced a dual camera system with a new ultra-wide lens and the much-loved night mode, which drastically improved low-light photos. Battery life was significantly expanded, and the A13 Bionic chip gave a higher level of performance. It kept the LCD display while being positioned as Apple's base model, even if it was affordable, powerful and rich of features. The 11 marked a shift in Apple's strategy. It made the mid-range model the best value for money. While not as revolutionary as other iPhones, it changed what users could expect from a non-pro iPhone, setting new standards for value and camera quality. So this one will be in the C tier. iPhone 12. The iPhone 12 lineup introduced several big advancements. It featured 5G connectivity, returning Apple to the forefront of mobile networking. The design returned to the flat-edge design, recalling the iPhone 4 and 5, offering a simple and modern look. It was the first to support MagSafe, enabling magnetic wireless charging and a vast choice of accessories. The Pro models added the LiDAR scanner, and the Pro Max featured a better camera module. The iPhone 12 mini revived the compact phone idea with a 5.4-inch display, appealing to fans of smaller phones. With major design changes, faster chips, camera improvements and 5G, the iPhone 12 series was one of Apple's most important updates in years. So this one will be in the 8th year. iPhone 13. The iPhone 13 series was more focused on refinement. It introduced 120Hz ProMotion displays on the Pro models, making interaction smoother and more responsive. Battery life was improved across all models, thanks to the more efficient components and a slightly thicker design. The new cinematic video mode enabled to change focus on different subjects, allowing for professional style video recording. Even if the notch was shrinked in size and the cameras on the base model were slightly moved, the 13 felt similar to the 12. It wasn't revolutionary, but it perfected many features introduced in the previous model, offering one of the most fine iPhone experiences to date, especially in the Pro variants. So this one will go in the B tier. iPhone 14. The iPhone 14 series was split. The regular models 14 and 14 Plus were barely upgraded from the 13. They had the same chip of the Pro model of the previous year, causing many complaints for the lack of innovation. However, the iPhone 14 Pro models introduced the Dynamic Island, a new interactive element that transformed the notch into a functional notification space, capable of adapting to various apps. They also launched a new always-on display and a 48 megapixel camera sensor instead of 12, enabling better detail and low light performance. Additionally, life-saving functionalities like emergency SOS via satellite were added. While the base models disappointed, the Pro models offered a big refresh, particularly with the Dynamic Island and camera technology. So this one will go in the D tier. The iPhone 15 lineup brought small and awaited changes, like the adoption of the USB-C for all models, replacing the Lightning cable, in use since iPhone 5. The Dynamic Island is now present in all models, even the base ones, expanding one of Apple's most original ideas. The 15 Pro Max featured a new 5x periscope-style telephoto lens, pushing zoom performance further. The Pro models also added the action button, allowing to set a shortcut accessible with just a click and a lighter titanium frame, which improved durability and feel. The A17 Pro chip delivered console-like gaming performance. The 15 lineup was not so revolutionary, but it refined some minor features without making bold changes like they did in the previous models. Overall, it was similar to the 14 lineup, so iPhone 15 will go in D tier. iPhone 16. The iPhone 16 series brought few and less important changes, focusing more on AI capabilities. The Pro and base models introduced a new camera control button, enhanced AI capabilities, the powerful A18 chip, and a larger 6.9 inches display with the Pro Max. With this generation, it's expected to lean further into AI, with ChatGPT and Siri improvements. However, they ran into some developing problems and had to delay the launch of numerous promised functionalities as they weren't ready for public launch. The 16 lineup was disappointing for many. The improvements were minor and some of the promised features weren't ready for the release. So the iPhone 16 will go in the E tier. This is the final iPhone tier list. Do you have a different opinion? Let us know in the comments. Thank you for sticking around until the end, and if you want to support us, leave a like for a new video. See you in the next one.